BBS. BBS. Blackberg Sugar, Bachelor's in Boxing Studies. Television! Fred Sanford of the Fistic Arts. When all is said and done, there's nothing left to say or do.
REED-BBS. BBS. It's your fault, Canelo. Don't blame me, it's your fault, bruh. Every time I see the name Saul Canelo Alvarez in any regard, as of late, most commonly in association with his fight 4 de Mayo against Jaime Munguia, every time I see the name Canelo Alvarez, I can't help but think of David Benavidez, El Monstruo, El Bandera Roja, David Benavidez. It's your fault, Canelo. Benavidez tells Canelo it's time to invest in nuts. Get you some nuts. Canelo says it would take 150 mil to 200 mil to face David Benavidez. David Benavidez nearly set to join Gervonta Tank Davis on a pay-per-view doubleheader. All of that, all of these things spring to mind, and I can't help but associate Canelo and David Benavidez together. It just is what it is. Not so long ago, Benavidez, after hearing the 200 mil declaration by Canelo, he reached out to His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh, said, "Hey, let's get Saudi Arabia involved. They got the big bucks. Let's make this fight happen." But then Turki Al-Sheikh countered with, "No, yeah, I would love to do business with you, Mr. Benavidez, Mr. El Monstro. But how about you fight the winner of Beterbiev-Bivol versus Artur Beterbiev? How about that?" So the undisputed light heavyweight champion of the world, whoever that ends up being, Bivol or Beterbiev, you, Mr. Benavidez, how about you fight them? Don't worry about Mr. Canelo Alvarez, because quite frankly, he don't want that smoke. That was the vibe, that was the tenor, that was the pulse of Turki Al-Sheikh's response to El Monstro, David Benavidez. And I'm not mad at it. I mean, we already have Benavidez on the Tank undercard, probably. Still hasn't been officially announced, but he'll be facing Alexander Volzdik for the interim WBC title at light heavyweight, moving on up like the Jeffersons to light heavyweight, at least temporarily. All the while, Benavidez said he wants to still maintain his spot at super middle. He's even willing to take only $5 million of the fight person. He told His Excellency that he would donate his money, I believe, his whole purse if he lost or something like that. He wants to fight that bad, even including accepting a rehydration clause. He said, whatever rehydration clause Canelo wants, let's do it. I'm down. That's how badly he wants this fight. He's campaigning. He's politicking for it. He's now resorted to name-calling, which I'd said Benavidez should have done all along. You know, you can't pussyfoot around with matters as such. The whole respect thing Canelo has been saying lately, and he's got Munguia on cue, parroting this shit. Well, yeah, I think one of the reasons I got to fight is because of the respect I showed. Man, look, y'all are fighting each other, okay? I'm not saying be disrespectful, but this whole idea of, well, you were talking mean to me and you were talking about me, and I'm not going to fight you, damn it. Man, fuck that. Squash that shit, dude. You're in the hurt business. This is prize fighting. It's not prize handshaking. It's not prize fist bumping. You like hurting this motherfucker, and the potential is there. We don't want it. The potential is there for permanent bodily and fatal bodily harm. We know that. So chances are a motherfucker just ain't gonna feel all warm and fuzzy about your ass in the name of trying to fight you. Like, again, we ain't talking about wives and kids being involved and motherfuckers talking shit about your mama or even talking shit at all, but the idea that Benavidez pursuing this fight with Canelo was disrespectful and therefore he doesn't deserve a shot at you. Miss me with all that, man. At the rate we're going, don't be surprised if Canelo leverages the fact that Benavidez was clearly drunk, sitting ringside for Diego Pacheco's fight this past weekend on Dazn. Don't be surprised if Canelo leverages that as another reason to not face Benavidez. Oh, well, he's a drinker. He's unreliable. I can't do business with such a man. Oh my God, hide the women and children. In fact, because Benavidez was so fucked up, you shouldn't have had to interview him to even know he was drunk. I'm wondering if Dazn, whoever interviewed him, forget the man's name, Mannix, I think, Chris Mannix, whoever it was with Dazn, he knew Benavidez was drunk. They probably wanted to make him look undisciplined and unreliable by interviewing him, knowing Benavidez is a PBC fighter. He wasn't there on PBC business, but far be it from one promotional entity to kind of make the other promotional entity's product look bad, if they can. Not saying, just saying. Speaking on the $5 million, and I quote Jose Benavidez Sr., I think in their mind, they thought we were going to ask for more money so they can have an excuse. We know that Canelo does not want to face the Mexican monster. He doesn't want to make that fight. He looks for any excuse. He's scared. He knows he can't win. He's terrified to face David Benavidez. They'll offer him $200 million and then he'll pull something else. Now he's looking for the payday. We just want the opportunity to get in the ring and fight him. He's looking for $200 million, and that's ridiculous. We're seeing a great champion who was dedicated and did everything in boxing fade away. I think this is the end of Canelo Alvarez. He knows a young lion and warrior like David can hurt him, stop him, and retire him. If he's such a great fighter, let him come and shut up our mouths. He's just looking bad now. You hear Canelo say David brings nothing to the table, and he goes and fights Munguia. David has proven more than Munguia. Canelo knows Munguia brings less danger to the fight, and it's an easy fight for him. I think Canelo struggles a little bit, but he beats Munguia. We'll fight Canelo and Munguia on the same night and beat both of them. We moved up to 175 pounds to leave Alvarez behind us. We need to stay busy. We're looking at the winner of the Artur Beterbiev-Bivol fight and are ready to come back down to 168 pounds when we need to. Those weren't strong. Those was strong words from Jose Benavidez Sr. Strong words. And, the squeaky wheel gets the grease. Closed mouths don't get fed. So sometimes you have to talk some shit into existence to make it happen. And they're willing to do whatever it takes. Rehydration clause, donating entire purses to charity, taking less than the ass end of the negotiations, whatever it takes to get in the ring with Saul Canelo Alvarez. I don't think Canelo ever won it. But I do like the fact Benavidez ain't dwelling on it like I've said Triple G did with Canelo years ago. They got their eyes and sights set on 175. Now, I haven't thought too deeply about how Benavidez fares against Bivol or Beterbiev. Right now, I'm inclined, the Bivol fight is probably 50-50 to me, and I would make Beterbiev a slight favorite over Benavidez at this point right now. But I also have Beterbiev favorite to beat Bivol, to me, in my opinion. But more on those fights when we get there, when they're actually signed. Just wanted to lace y'all up with my thoughts on how whenever I hear Canelo news, including the Munguia fight, I can't help but think of Benavidez. Whenever I hear Benavidez news, I can't help but think of Canelo. REED-BBS, BBS, Black Sugar, Bachelor's in Boxing Studies. Television! Fred Sanford of the Fistic Arts. When all is said and done, there's nothing left to say or do.